and to asking them those questions, what are you feeling right now when I'm pressing on it? Like, where are you feeling it? Is it referring into, are you feeling it in the muscle right now? Are you feeling it in your mental right now? It doesn't make you want to cry. Are you feeling it in your gut? Because if you're feeling it in your gut, that's your energy speaking, and we need to figure out how to release that. And are you open to that spiritual conversation?
Have you ever felt it, that something more is happening around you, that pull toward deeper connection? I'm Greg Tomczyk, host of The Connected Experience, and each week we bring you the stories of connection that turn everyday people into change makers. Now let's dive into this week's episode. Sav Harwick, welcome to The Connected Experience.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Super glad you're here. This is an important topic for me. I think we hold on to a lot of the things that have gone right and wrong in our past, and we anticipate those not happening in the future, which creates a lot of tension in the present for many of us. And I'm curious, how you found through the practices that you do, and we'll get into those, how people can drop the tension at the door, how they can release that static feeling of unease or dis-ease in themselves, in the present, so they can enjoy the moment that they're in.
Yeah. I think it's just offering a safe space from the moment you come in, being warm, open, ready to receive whatever they have going on, take it on for them, and then allow them to drop it so that they can release on the table. And
it sounds like you really view like body work as very holistic. It sounds like you approach it from a very psychological perspective, because a lot of us are in our head creating the tension, and then it comes down to our body.
Absolutely.
So how have you found like those two connect, the mind and the body? And
so I look at everything with the body that it connects. So you have your nervous system. It's all one system. Everything's all one line in the body. And that connects to your the muscle system. And then the muscle system is all one line in the body. And then on top of the muscle system is the fascia. That's all one blanket. Everything is interconnected. So when you start to have those moments of life, grief, you start to do this, and the jaw starts to tense up, and it's allowing people to kind of have that moment of, well, here you don't have to think about that. First of all, we don't have to worry. We don't have to. In my space at Alchemy, it's all about transformation. So it's taking you from that tense part, allowing you to take a moment, vibe it out, talk about it, do what you need to do, vent. And then from that, because we always start with a consultation, they do their little vent, and then it's immediately lay down. Let's figure out where in your body you're feeling that, and where we can release that through my massages, whether it's deep tissue or just holding sometimes is enough. And then figuring out, is that knot in your shoulder from today's tension, or is it from being yelled at when you were 6 years old, and you need to be able to tell your body, I am safe right now, and it's ready to release it. And that's talking them through it, letting them know, hey, breathe, tell your body, I don't want you anymore, I'm done with you, let it go. Talking them through it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a lot different than most massage places that you go to.
Absolutely.
I'm curious what you had to go through to get to that realization that there needed to be a change in how people approached the releasing of the tension. Like what was the process for you to get to that realization and then start to practice it with others?
So for me, I always started at a small business. I started actually at my husband's mother's spa as a receptionist, and then I went to massage school. Right out of massage school, I went and started working for her and a franchise. And in that franchise, it was probably within a week or two, we had our first franchise meeting. We sat down, and never been in a corporate meeting before, and they pulled up these charts of our actual sales number with our names on it, of like who's doing the extra sales and who's not, and kind of pointing out like you need to make sure you're doing add-ons, like, but not everyone needs an add-on.
Yeah.
It was just like you're looking for the money, I'm looking for the healing. So I immediately stepped away. That was my last day there, actually, and went back to just working with my mother-in-law. And a few years ago, she decided to retire, and I decided to continue with alchemy and just start my own little thing and fully transform it into a more massage-based, because she had a more detox-based spa. So shifting the mindset of, turning ordinary metals into gold.
Yeah.
Turning ordinary people that are stressed into a happy, relieved human beings.
That's an amazing transformation. Yeah, we all need a little bit more of that. What type of people do you find like gravitate towards that practice? Because when you put that out there, like safe space, come and relieve tension. Do you find it's people that are already working on relieving the tension, or are like just starting out? And just curious.
Everybody. I get a little bit of everybody. The people just starting their journey and kind of navigating it, and helping them navigate it, to people that have been on the journey for a while that are just trying to find something new. And then, I have everything from athletes to the doctors and the dentists and just the ordinary waitresses, and a lot of my client base is service industry, because we service the whole world, the hairdressers, the barbers, the facialists or estheticians, all of them. We're constantly giving, so it's always nice to give back to them.
Do you feel like there was an experience that you had as you were going through your learning process that was like, I want to give that experience to others? Like, did you receive it personally from somebody, or were you like, I haven't seen anything like this, so I want to create something like this?
So it was a little bit of connecting with myself. So when I started massage school, I was pretty unhealthy. So learning more about the body in general, and then wellness, and then putting that into myself. I have PCOS and endometriosis. So being able to learn more about myself and like chronic pain and chronic illness, and honestly just living in a body that feels like it's fighting against you, gives a little bit more of a deeper understanding to people walking in that are constantly feeling fought against. So I have a little bit more empathy for them, try to give them a little bit more grace, because I've been through it myself. So I try to always apply that into my practice. And being at a franchise, you're not able, I call it the cookie cutter massage. You are booked back to back, and then you kind of create a routine, and then you kind of give it to everybody throughout the day. You may spend a little bit more time on somebody's shoulders or calves because they ask for it, but it's still the same routine usually. In my practice, I'm able to sit there and talk to you for anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes, get a feel for what's going on mentally, emotionally, and physically, and then get you on my table, feel it out, and then work it out. And then again, at the end, have that consultation again, see how you're feeling, see what we need to do next time to continue that release, and then also give advice of what to do at home. Whether that's, I tell everyone that leaves my office, make sure you drink lots of water and go get a balanced meal, because everything is connected, and if you can keep everything balanced, you're on the way to wellness.
What type of results, or what type of things have you seen unlocked from people that walk away from that? It's a very integrated experience, it sounds like, and oftentimes we're put into like silos. Like it's like like you said with the cookie cutter massage, it's like we're just gonna take the knots out of your body versus actually address some of the underlying like nervous system, corruption or disruption.
Absolutely. I think a lot of it is the trauma-based, being able to release some of that. there are some clients that have come in that are holding things for 30, 20 plus years that they didn't even realize that they were holding until you're pressing on that knot. And then as soon as it releases, they have this emotional release to them. And you kind of ask them, hey, what's going on? And then it goes into this story about something that happened with mom or dad, or some kind of abuse happened. And that's really where I find the most joy in my practice, because I'm able to give that to people. That's a part of healing, being able to release that, get it out. And some of the things are so back in the subconscious that you forgot about it, that you don't know that's why that shoulder's been hurting for so long. The trap's been up here in the shoulder. It's getting it to release and then watching them walk away lighter, happier. And then a lot of them follow me on social media, so I'll see them like posting, and they're going on vacations and they're doing things that they've never done for a while. And I'm like, all right, I see you. I hear you. I'm here for you.
Yeah, it unleashes them to live their best life.
Absolutely. Yeah, not holding them back anymore with a emotional pain that's caused a physical pain.
Yeah. Did you learn that through school, like that transformation process? Like, did you come across somebody in school that was like, maybe you should think about this a little bit differently? Obviously, you, through your own experience, have come to those conclusions, but did school teach you some of those things?
So I actually went to the Casey Riley school, the Edgar Casey school, which is very spiritual, holistic based. So where we are learning a lot of anatomy and hands-on stuff, we are also learning a lot about the psyche, about the spiritual world, about the energetic world in us, and then learning about past stuff too. So kind of using those teachings along the way, and then continuing education too. So going to more classes, doing trauma-informed stuff. I recently partnered with a local, they're called Survivor Ventures. It's a human trafficking survivor group. They help, it's a nonprofit locally here in Norfolk, and then they have a charter in Florida, I believe another one, I'm just not sure. But I just partnered with them, and I offer massages to their survivors. So being able to work with, humans like that have been through unimaginable things, to be able to come in and, one, be able to trust me, because there is that power dynamic of, I'm fully dressed, you're undressed, you're on a table, you have to be vulnerable on that table, giving what they've been through. Kind of, navigating that world has also been able to teach me a lot. Yeah. I'm always learning, I always say.
How would you describe the Edgar Casey facility, or the power of that entire campus to somebody who's never come across it?
Mind-bending. It is, first of all, the campus alone is just gorgeous. And then you have the huge library and spiritual store that they have there with all the crystals, and I mean giant crystals. It's so beautiful there. The energy, you walk up and you immediately feel it. They have a giant labyrinth. Walking up to the cafe, they have a spa, the school. It radiates good energy. And that's just that is the Casey Riley building.
Yeah, I've been there many times and have done tarot readings and Reiki and past life regressions. And I think it's just such an incredible community resource that is extremely untapped. And it's very interesting that you're able to learn a body practice in such a spiritual and mental elevating type experience where they're challenging, they're talking about levitation and time travel and things that most people are that's woo woo, but once you are in that environment, you're anything's possible.
And they back it with studies. So a lot of it's So here's this crazy idea, this woo-woo out there, but here's when the Air Force did a study on it that we covered up.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe there's something there with the energy fields. Maybe, maybe there is aliens, which a few years later did come out. We do have aliens.
Yep.
So it's all
Yeah.
of those like kind of things.
I came across somebody that does craniosacral,
Yeah.
which was extremely interesting because for me, I was a baseball player, so it was a lot of like collapsing, and I realized like a lot of it's in the neck and
Yes.
how the neck can impact your brain and like make it feel like tense in certain areas, and how that impacts how you live. And so, like you said, it's all connected. And
Everything.
I think a lot of times we avoid confronting things until somebody gives a safe space to be able to open it up.
Absolutely.
A lot of people shy away from like talk therapy and things of that nature, but people would be more willing to go get what they would think of as a massage, but then they'd get the transformative experience that you're providing. Are there other people that you look up to in the space that are doing something similar or providing similar type experiences?
Oh, yeah. I follow so many other massage therapists, just worldwide in general. There's one in Utah that I follow. Her name is Shayna. It's Black Cove or Black Coven, something like that. Sorry. Black Cove Coven or something like that. But she's out in Utah, but we've connected through actually social media. We've never met before, but we are constantly, chatting it up, and I'll do something and she's messaging me and she's like, hey, how do I implement that here in Utah? Or she'll do something and I'm like, that is a genius idea. How do I do that? That's actually how I came up with the inclusive pricing that I have now, is actually through her. She posted it and I was like, hey, give me all the details on this. And I was like, it makes sense of kind of eliminating that awkward conversation of, hey, you really need cupping today. Is it okay if I add that? And then it's like, okay, what's the price? And then having that weird, well, it's this much. There's no more of that conversation. It's, hey, you need cupping today. We're going to do cupping today if that's okay. Or you need scraping. You need stretching. We're going to do some craniosacral holds. There's no weird conversation about cost anymore. It's all included. You're getting what your body needs today in the time that you chose to spend with me.
Takes away the add-on. Takes away the add-on conversation of, do you want these 5 add-ons?
Which is another, the whole, I'm not in this for money, obviously. That's why I walked away from the franchise thing of it, of I'm here to serve people, and always have been. And that is my goal at the end of the day. The dollar sign is great, pays the bills, puts food on the table, but serving my community is the best thing I can do. It feeds my soul.
Absolutely. For somebody that has that like desire and pull to bring their skill set in a different way to the world, what are some of the things or some challenges that you've had to go through in like starting a business and getting your name out there, and things of that nature that they may confront as they go out there and do it, so that they can avoid some of those potential pitfalls?
Yeah. Not getting into it too much, but I would say picking business partners is a huge thing. When they tell you it's not a best idea to go into business with like best friends, things like that, take it into consideration. Early journey was a struggle with that, trying to navigate different personalities, moral sets, things like that. It becomes really hard that eventually it comes to a head and you have to figure out the way to separate it. So going through that separation was a huge learning journey for me. My mother-in-law retiring and starting my own business, that was so much fun, and also the most frustrating thing I've ever been through in my life. I went into a tiny little solo suite and tried to run my practice out of there, and it worked out, but it was crazy trying to fit it was tiny, like a little bit bigger than this rug, tiny. It was fitting a massage table and a whole bunch of facial equipment in. So you kind of navigate how to work around the tiny spaces and doing it with a smile on your face and showing up every day and still serving others until you find the space that connects with you the most. And that's when I found Shayna and AJ at the Void. Well, they technically found me, and then me and my husband went up there, we met them, and it was an instant, these people are our people. We sat and talked for over an hour that day and just walked around an empty building that used to be Safe Light that was still crumbling apart, and then just listening to what their vision was of it, and we could picture it. We were like, oh, this is going to be cool. Having to leave Sola, I had to take out a loan, which was huge to break my lease. But we put all our bets on it, that it was going to be great, that we found our place, and I truly did. Within that first year, it's been amazing. I've been able to pay off that loan. So, we're growing and continuing. I went from one suite in the Void to now I have 2 suites, so that they're a little bit more private on the upstairs side. And then just continuing to grow my little business. I'm about to add a new esthetician to my employee list, hopefully this month, if she's ready. She's coming from New York, so we're just waiting on her license transfer, but I'm excited for her.
How do you find the right people, that you're, as you continue to grow the business, the right people that have the superpower that you have, or that complements your superpower, to carry it out and not get to a place where it becomes cookie cutter and remains, custom? How do you look for the right people?
Always starts with conversations, multiple conversations, and then meeting inside the workplace, meeting outside the workplace, kind of figuring out who they are first as a human, and then kind of connecting with them work. So that's kind of how it's been with Talia. Her wife is actually a photographer, so they're moving back into the area. Meeting her through her wife, chatting with them through the first meeting, and then we went out to lunch, and then it kind of getting that, learning, what do you think giving a facial is? Or, is waxing just pulling hair to some people, or is it actually a moment that, somebody's getting a 30 minutes away from the craziness? What is it to you? And then kind of figuring that out to say, all right, you're a good fit, or no, I won't have you back. And she's been great. And then having them give me services too, to feel their energy. I'm big on energy. I usually, walking into a room, I can tell if people are good people or not. I'm looked to a lot in friend groups and like around the business community. They're like, how do we feel about that one? And I'm like, good people. You can aura. Feel it. You can feel the good energy about people. You can tell, you can feel that tension that walks in the room when someone's a little not right. And it's like, all right, you're a little wonky. Let me get a feel for you first. We'll have a conversation. I'll give you a chance. But it's always that moment of it's feeling people. Energy's big.
Yes,
and
it is.
You can feel energy pretty far away. So it does. Walking into a room, when they say one person can shift the energy in a room, it absolutely can. Yeah.
Have you always been like that since you were young, or was that something you kind of channeled as you got older and started to value, like, I didn't listen to my gut feeling on this person's energy, and then something bad happened? Like, what was that process like?
Yeah, I think it was going into the business partner switch. It was a friend of over 20 years, and kind of when people show you who they are, you have got to listen to them and make that switch. So it was there, kind of learning in that moment of not everyone is great people, no matter if they show that face of a great person. You have to kind of get to know them, and when they really show that true colors, take that for who they are. That is who they are. Absolutely.
What are some things that people can do, say if they're outside the area and aren't able to have access to your space? What are some things that people can do to alleviate, tension?
Absolutely. Coming back to yourself, allowing yourself to have a moment, whether that be any form of meditation. Meditation can be, I think a lot of people think of like the yoga stance on the floor of dead silence. No, it can be listening to your favorite song in the car after work for that extra 5 minutes. Like, that's a form of meditation to me. And people don't realize they're doing it. Taking yourself out to lunch. If you've never been out to lunch by yourself, do it. Why not? Sit in the restaurant alone. Be the weirdo that's alone. Allowing yourself to be a weirdo. I think that's a huge thing too. Just allowing you to be you at any moment, and then finding someone to be you with.
Yeah. What about in the body side of things? Like, obviously those practices are critical for the body, but a lot of people think about that as like just mental.
Absolutely.
What type of like rolling out, or what type of body work would you recommend somebody do maybe before coming to you to like start the process?
I always recommend yoga. Yoga, it's a big one for me. It's the easiest way to get people moving their bodies and learning their bodies because you have a connection to your mind, body, spirit, all of that with yoga practices. But it's also physical. It's a workout. And some people are like, oh no, I don't want to think for an hour while I'm trying to move. No, it just comes naturally with it. You're focused on moving your body, then you learn your body. You can move your body more. Continues to connect and the growth. Yoga's the best one. It's always my number one movement I go to. You're getting your stretch, you're getting your movement, you're getting everything your body needs every single day to get you going for the day. So whether that be going to a class, pulling up a YouTube video for free, do some kind of yoga, some kind of stretching.
Yeah, it's like release. I think a lot of times we just hold on to things because it's like it feels like a safe space. Versus doing the hard thing to get the release. Then we're like, wow, that was the best thing I've ever done.
Absolutely.
When I think of alchemy, to me, like peace comes to mind. But like, what does the word alchemy mean to you, and like, why'd you pick it for the name of?
So I picked alchemy because historically it means transformation. It used to be alchemists were transforming ordinary metals into gold. For me, that is taking someone who is, I say rest. We live in a world that rest is radical. So when you have somebody that is overworked, they're tense, they have grief, they're thinking about what happened, what hasn't happened, what's gonna happen, what could happen. Allowing them to come in, have the space to feel safe, release it all, and then walk away transformed, completely lighter. A different person walks through my door that leaves every single time. They're completely different. And that's the goal, the transformation of it all. And that's why I chose alchemy.
It's amazing.
And I think I've done a pretty good job at navigating the transformation part of it and then bringing back the connection part of it too.
So the show has evolved. It used to be the connected mindset, because coming out of athletics, it was big on like having the right thoughts, which would make you feel good, and then that lead you to have a better life. But I realized through the conversations that we had that the mind, body, and spirit, when they're disconnected, you can feel that, and that creates disease. And you have to do practices that connect the the heart and the spirit as well,
Absolutely.
versus just be in the mind and be like, all right, I'm gonna nurture my spirit right now, like mentally, to try to get down there. I'm curious of, some of the things that you've seen people do, obviously through the practices that you provide to them, that help them connect kind of all three of those, because the spirit's typically underlying. It's giving us a lot of signals and signs, but we think of that as like, our mind trying to take us down a direction that we do or don't want to go down. So we think about it all in the mind versus actually getting into like our core. Some things you've seen people do, obviously yoga helps with that.
Yeah.
But things that people can do listening in to help them kind of reconnect those three important areas.
Yeah. I think it's just listening to your body, listening to what is it saying to you on that deeper level, not the muscular, like obviously my shoulder hurts, but what's underneath that? What's the neck feeling, but what's underneath that? It's not always the surface level of pain. It's let your body and let yourself fully feel it to figure out what's causing it, and it connecting all those layers together of, is this emotional? Is it mental? Is it my spiritual? Is it energy? Do I have an energy block that needs to be released? And being able to, I just try to provide the space, hold them, welcome them, and to asking them those questions, what are you feeling right now when I'm pressing on it? Like, where are you feeling it? Is it referring into you? Are you feeling it in the muscle right now? Are you feeling it in your mental right now? It doesn't make you want to cry. Are you feeling it in your gut? Because if you're feeling it in your gut, that's your energy speaking, and we need to figure out how to release that. And are you open to that spiritual conversation? Because most people are not. So it's allowing them to open it up first, and then the next session we go a little bit deeper of like, all right, you ready to go a little bit deeper into it? Are we gonna You're gonna just allow your body, just feel it, breathe it in, breathe your breath to that spot, and then continue. Just focus on that area the whole time I'm working on whatever spot I'm working on, whether that be on your shoulder, your leg, whatever it is. And focus on it to allow your body to release it. And then continue with that outside of the practice, because now you know where it is. Now you know how to find it in your body. And I just gave you the gateway to find that connection.
The key.
Yeah. Unlocked it.
Yeah.
Now it's yours. Now it's yours to take out the door and figure out what to do with it, because I'm not taking it home with me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I do little flicks at the end of my massages where I take their energy and I flick it towards the trash can. It's a little woo-woo, but it's like, I don't want it on my hands. I don't know what you have going on at home, besides what you told me. So that can go. We'll just throw it away, and you can leave with new energy, a new person.
I think as a guide or as a leader, it's hard not to carry the things that the experiences you take people through.
Absolutely.
Like carry it out of the space or carry it home, because you're almost absorbing that energy to be able to then like allow them to get rid of it. Have you found any good practices to, clean the slate?
Yeah, so the flicking is a huge one. Trying to, really just actually physically throwing it away. Like, you don't need it, I don't need it, we'll toss it to the trash. I actually have a little mini trash can at the end of my massage table, because that goes straight to the trash. We don't need it. And then the cleanup time, I guess, is also a reset time. Taking the time to, it's obviously taking dirty linens off the table and removing and spraying it down and wiping it for sanitization. But it's also a cleansing ritual. It's taking out that energy that was just here and welcoming new energy. We do monthly sages in the room just to make sure that everything is cleared and centered. I have somebody come in and actually clean the room top to bottom, and then she sages as well monthly. So technically we're getting 2 monthly sages in there.
Yeah.
So lots of cleanses, but I will say it's still a journey that I'm trying to navigate, because I will still go home and I'm like, oh man, and I'm like, why am I mad today? I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Or like my husband's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm great. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, oh, you're right. Got a little bit of an attitude today. It's probably Becca at 2:00, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah, it's good to have a partner that also can read your energy sometimes better than we can.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
yeah, he's been around since I was 15, so high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
15 years, half my life, it's been with him, so
amazing.
he knows me probably better than I know myself at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does help, and he's co-owner of Alchemy, so he's making that switch and opening my own spot was a big conversation, lots of late night stress, and always having him to be like, you got this.
Yeah, support.
Yeah, it's made it so much easier.
What do you think people in the world are holding on to most that they're not giving themselves the chance to release? And obviously we all have our own unique experience.
Yeah.
And, beautiful mess or beautiful
Absolutely.
conquering. But what do you think people are holding on to most?
I think a lot of people don't know how to navigate grief. So that's a huge one. A lot of people hold grief in different ways too, but learning how to navigate it and to come out of it, not 16 years later, not 5 years later, but being able to navigate it within the first year or two, it will set you up mentally, physically, and emotionally. But not a lot of people don't have the tools to do that. So that's a huge one, is grief. People will hold grief for, it doesn't matter how big or how small, it will show up every day in little pieces. But learning how to navigate it where it doesn't change the whole day. And then overworking. This
Burnout.
World is overworked like crazy. So I think we are all just burnt out, and rest is radical.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, well, sleeping's for the wolves, and it's like, no, you need the rest. We heal when we sleep. We heal when we rest. It's rapid. That's why, when you get surgeries and things like that, rest is huge. It's a big part of it, because you are doing the most rapid healing when your body is the most relaxed, and that is usually in a sleep or rest state.
Yeah. What breakthroughs have you seen or experienced from that grief process? I lost a young sibling when I was 23, a younger sibling, and it's something that I've unpacked, but that's 10, 12 years ago. And it takes a long time to confront it, to be like, all right, I think I'm ready to look it in the eye and be curious about it, versus we initially experience grief, we run away, we periodically come back to visit it, and then we run away from it again. But
Absolutely.
What have you found that has either helped you or helped the people that you've served best navigate those big griefful situations?
Absolutely. I always say keep them alive. The conversations, the memories, everything, bring them up in conversation. The more you talk about it, the more you're going to move through it. The more you hide from it and you escape those conversations, you escape saying the name, you avoid all of those big things, it creates more tension in your life. It creates overall just a bad feeling in your body, and it builds over time. So being able to just talk about them all the time, any moment that reminds you, bring them up. You know, that's my biggest thing is keep them alive because, and I also like to tell people energy never dies. It's something that we learn at Edgar Casey. There's studies that prove it. Energy, you can't kill energy. Energy can't die. So when you have your vessel, we are here. As humans, we're walking around, we fill our life. When our vessel is gone, that energy is released. So with that energy being released out into the world, it's still with us. It's still around. May their vessel, part of their soul be in heaven or wherever you believe they may go. That's fine. But that there's still a little part of their energy that's with you every day. And it's on this earth still. And I think that's always a beautiful thing to think about is that they're still here. They're still with us. And I think that helps people a little bit to know, I got you on my shoulder. Whenever I need you, I can pull you out my back pocket. I'm going to talk about you today because that's you right here with me.
Yeah. When you avoid something, it gets bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
It gets so much bigger until it boils over. Same thing with tension. Same thing with your knot. Got a knot in your shoulder. Now you're coming to me 3 years later. And you're like, this knot. I'm like, well, it's going to take a little while to get it out, but it's going to be same thing with the grief. Takes a little while to get it out.
Yeah.
All of it.
Sab, I appreciate the peace you're bringing to each person that you impact. It's
Thank you.
critically important and something we all need more of. So I'm excited for people that are listening in to come visit you in your space and experience the magic you're bringing to the world and turning normal to gold. I think it's a bold mission and something that is admirable to be able to do, because we all individually want that transformation, but sometimes we need others to facilitate that to take place. So before we get to the final question, curious where people can find you, connect to you, reach out to you to be able to come experience the alchemy.
Yeah, I have my website, alchemyvb.com. That's the easiest way to book. And I'm on Instagram at alchemy.vb. Those are the best ways to connect. We obviously have a spa line, but I am one person, so answering that phone does not happen all the time, and may receive a text that's like, hey, sorry. You know, Joe's know what's up with that. So the phone's not my friend, but you know, the online booking, it's great. And Instagram DMs, always have the notifications on for my clients to be able to message.
Absolutely.
But those are the two. Yeah.
Excellent. So this show is all about that full connected experience of the mind, the heart, and the soul, or the spirit. I'm curious what the word connection means to you.
Yeah, I think connection for me is being able to serve others in our community and being able to align them back to themselves, because that's where true reconnection happens, where they're able to, one, reconnect with themselves, but reconnect with everyone around them. Because if you're holding tension all the time, you're probably not the best person to be around all the time. But once you release it, everyone's like, oh, hey, what's going on? You're having a great time today. Like, you're in a great mood. And it's like, finally, we can get to that space. It's knowing that the mind, the mental, the emotional, the physical, the spiritual, everything aligns together. Everything in our world is connected. And once we accept that, we're able to grow and heal and move on from things so much faster and easier. And then it just makes our lives flourish at that point.
Sav Harwick, thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, before you go, take a moment and ask yourself, what did this episode reconnect you to? Because growth doesn't come from information alone. It comes from the connections we choose to make next. Thank you for showing up for yourself, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Connected Experience.